the opposite, lining your pockets. You got a lot of nerve to be opting this. I guess I bit off more than I can chew. Let's not excuse my tardiness. I like to apologize to my audience. Not like I've been partying, promise not being fraudulent. I've been in homestead like a privatizing Rothbardian. Part of a parliament, that's a problem. I plan on abolishing. Cause a raucous, I'll best the friggin' product you all are in. And all that talking, I ain't buying what you offering. You about as intimidating and soft as what your daughter is. You been a faking, yeah, you still hating. You can't knock me cause I've been through Olympic trials of tribulations. Been on this grind and walked many miles to get this cake, and now I'm going ape like I'm a Saiyan. Quit playing with me, cause I'm a lot to deal with. I don't acknowledge you because you too retarded to understand my skill set. So when I kick this knowledge, it's gonna fly over your heel head. So polish up your mind real fast so I don't feel bad. I went from being broke to being hopeful. From standing on the poster going postal. I'm supposed to be on the poster competition's toast because I'm vocal. A bar for you like I'm Oprah. You should probably get off the sofa or the soapbox. Going at me, I hope not. You attacking with no plot cause you act like a robot. You move when you told to move. You a puppet with a master, I'm the antithesis. That's why I'm opposed to you. I'm the whack rapper back snapper. Used to be a gat capper, now I'm spitting raps from the Adam's apple. Better back paddle before you get the best at them. That battle's not one you won't back at them. Average guys asking me how I smash these beats. If I told you, I'd have to fold you. That's classified. Don't like to brag, but I had to boast. It's a fad of mine. So please don't be sad when the opinions paired with that in mind. I think it's asinine that people whine like a buster because they life don't measure up to another sucker. What type of life might tell Tucker I don't support you? Tactics the way that you battle and they gon' cut the mustard. You seem like you a teen wife, not prepared for this mean life. Not even aware you just see a green light. I think you mean right, but you look at me like an alien in the night. If I'm the A, then you the Z type. The proto, it's me, bro. You can try to dress it up when I'm in street clothes, I still peak, so probably one of the few lies I ever told. That's because I don't peak, I just grow. Being patient with them, I try to, but you got room temperature IQ. Expecting a lecture from these idiot guys who got opinions not worth is what's under my shoe. Y'all tripping on truth when we call it out, cause y'all people as goofy as I'll get out. If y'all with them and not with you, I'd sit out, cause every rapper's on the list now, mad at a pitch count. Throwing heaters like my soul's beat up. No people focus on hoaxes in the shows he book, and I'm hoping to open doors and I got foes and such. But I know that I'll be opposing to the goal. I must start attacking. Ain't lacking, my brain's lashed in. Same way that I game is the same way of the backhand. All the pain that I bring up is like the pain to the Batman. I'm back cracking. Whack trends claiming they rap fans and backtracking. Give a crap about the what's his face. Only thing you out rapping is a sandwich at Subway. And y'all just so happen to welcome beef on my lunch plate. And you are a disaster and this can only go one way. And you steady flashing guns in your music vids. And I know you do it for the fun, but what you doing is abusing every rule. Of course you can use it quick. You're showing the world you don't know what you are doing, kid.
Why would you waste your time when you can be so much more, so much more, so much more? Why would you go in blind when you can be so much more, so much more? I can only be great.
It's one thing that I want you to see. Is everybody is ignorant. It's only when you speak on what you don't know you become slow, and that ignorance crosses into stupidity. Yet I'm still spending my energy debating enemies that tend to be idiots, really inept politically, that don't have the depth or wit of me. Oh well, it'll be co-chance in hell, so riddle me this. How am I supposed to take you serious when all of your positions are socially expedient? Thinking you a rebel, but at most you obedient. Opposing opinions make folks be belligerent. Occult and religious, so you know what's on CNN and vote what you told by the folks that got a sentence missing. Oh, you a hypocrite and I'm in awe, cause the diversity you advocate is not in thought. You get away with it cause you placed in a freaking chamber with echoes ringing, surrounded by a bunch of brainless. Your aim is yet all the same shame, cause you ain't slick, afraid to relate other things cause you nameless. Tamed and weak and pathetic, you epitomize politic ties cause you scared to be criticized. Ancient trick, you ain't say this, you afraid to unplug from the matrix. Basic.
Why would you waste your time when you could be so much more, so much more, so much more? Why would you go in blind when you could be so much more, so much more?
In a world full of cancel culture, pandemics, crooked politicians, it's important to be yourself. Do what you want to do. Free will out this motherfucker. Y'all better listen when Cannon speak. The Hotep's been told.
Hey, what up, what up, what up? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Cannon Hotep back at it again. Hope everybody had a wonderful day. It was another cold one here in Baltimore. I'm sure it's a lot colder than some of y'all other states and cities and stuff like that. We got a lot of news happening right now, don't we? It's getting crazy out here in these streets. Let's go over to the chat. What we got in here? DMW. What's the deal, bro? What's the deal? Got Jimmy Doss. Oh, snap. We got Uncle Hotep in the building. DMW salute. James, what's the deal? What's the deal? Hey, if you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon, let you know when I got new content coming out. I really appreciate that. There we go. Man, we got a lot of news going on today. So, here in Panda Milk, what's the deal? That what it is? Shoot. Bruce G, what's the deal? 67 in Florida? Man, you rubbing it in. Come on, yo. Meanwhile, it's 25 here in Baltimore. But shoot, I'm sitting there, yesterday, I'm reading the news. Wouldn't you know it? When all it took was an election year to slow the spread. Golly mighty. I was reading DC was getting rid of a muzzle and a vacation mandate. On top of that, Maryland about to follow suit. It's crazy out here in these streets, yo. You know what I mean? That's right. Share it to Twitter. Beat this algorithm. Leave a comment at the end of the stream. Help me get those comments up. They help as well. Likes is free, people. Likes is free. You know what I mean? Man, we got so much news. But before we get started, Hotep Nation, we got a homeschooling initiative happening right now. We got a homeschooling initiative going on with Hotep Nation. Homeschool America. Those who teach children create the thoughts of the future. Like we said, we see the writings on the wall, and even though they're relieving a lot of these mandates and stuff like that, it's an election year. But right after that, they're gonna get back to it. They're gonna try and make that vacation a part of your kid's schedule. You know what I mean? So here at Hotep Nation, we're starting an initiative. We want to start getting the resources together, getting everything we need to get together to help parents and communities homeschool their children so they see fit. or should they see the need to. So head on over to hotepnation.com/donate. So far, we've raised $5,700 of our $50,000 goal. Like I said, give whatever you can give, people. Again, that's hotepnation.com/donate. So like I was saying, I was reading the news, right? And you got DC and you got Maryland following suit. And you got all these other liberal strongholds starting to follow suit, starting to relax these mandates, starting to relax all of this other stuff, right? And I'm like, man, ain't nothing like the fear of losing your job to excuse me. Ain't nothing like the fear of losing your job to put a fire in the ass, huh? You know what I mean? It's hilarious to me. You know what I mean? From Newsweek. Let's go. Let's get it jumping. Let's get it jumping from Newsweek. DC does away with vacation mandates as big cities pivot from the Covbase rules. Washington, D.C.'s Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser announced on Monday during her Covbase address that the nation's capital will no longer require indoor businesses to verify vacation status before allowing customers entry, effective February 15th, which was yesterday. In addition to dropping the vacation requirement, D.C. will no longer enforce indoor muzzles come March the 1st, except for areas that pose greater risks to the spread of the disease, such as schools. That kind of sucks. Schools, medical facilities, and public transit. Private businesses who wish to continue enforcing this vacation and mask mandates are still able to do so. I'm sure that the schools will go by the wayside too. You know, like I said, it's an election year. Midterms is here, and Uncle Hotep, he told you, I told you, Hotep Jesus told you, when these midterms coming around, it was going to be like poof, like what Covbase? What y'all talking about? There ain't no Covbase. That's the flu. Watch how flu make a resurgence. Watch how now all of a sudden a lot of these numbers a lot of these cases going to end up being, they're going to end up being flu cases. Mark my words on that. You know what I mean? But it's not just DC. It's not just DC. Maryland Governor Hogan urges State Board of Education to rescind school mask mandates, citing improving Covbase metrics. On top of that, he's ending the mandate for the Covbase, he's ending the mandate for the vacation and the muzzles in state buildings now. Like I said, a lot of these, and we don't look at Hogan as a Republican. We look at him as a rhino. You know what I mean? He weak. He just gonna follow suit. DC did it, then he said he was gonna do it. And you got other cities and states following suit. But I say fuck them. When it comes time for election, get them out of here. Get them out of here. They don't have your interest at heart. They never did. DC implemented these mandates last month, back in January, and now all of a sudden they putting them by the wayside. It was all cap. Straight up. All cap. Jimmy Doss, slow it damn near stopped, except in New Mexico. Oh man. But I mean, that's what we're going to see. We're going to start to see this. They're going to start to pivot away from the Covbase, and they're going to turn it into something else. Talking about us, probably going to tell us it's a more aggressive flu, and that Covbase is on his way out. And that's how they're going to pivot away from this. Joe Nicholslick, his approval ratings is in the tank right now. Kamala's approval ratings is in the tank right now. You know what I mean? They might not even survive midterms. A lot of these governors and mayors and stuff like that, and a lot of these senators, I hope they don't survive these midterms. This is the time to do it. You know, I still think that voting is bread and circuses, but I think if enough people get out there and they, change the algorithm, you can get these people out of here. You know what I mean? DMW, that's right. Proof that the polls is more important than public health, man. You know what I mean? That's the truth. Polls is more important than public health. They, for 2 years, they've been proving that they think they know better than you. You know what I mean? For 2 years, they thought they had agency over you. Not you having agency over yourself. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's fucking fantastic. You know what I mean? They think they know better than you. They essentially grounded you and told you to go to your room for 2 years. You know what I mean? They grounded you and told you to go to your room for 2 years. Is what they did. Natasha, what up? What up? What up? Welcome. They think we kids. Especially the black community. They think we special needs kids that need our help. They need their help. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden where things ain't looking right, you got those truckers up in Canada giving them what for, and then you got rumors of truckers here in the States ready to do the same thing down in DC. You know what I mean? They scared. They ain't got no spines. They ain't got no backbones. The narrative don't suit them no more. So now they're going to try and get rid of it as fast as they can. Jimmy Doss. Like Hotep Jesus said, if they cared about health, gyms would have been wide open, almost like they wanted folks sick. Yeah, exactly. Like I said before, I think I said it on Aquarian Anarchy. We learned this back in health class in 9th grade. You know what I mean? We learned how the immune system worked back then. Sunlight, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc. You know what I mean? K2. We know. Like I said, they trying to tell us something different. I remember back when watching the Magic School Bus when Miss Frizzle took the class in fucking Ralphie's body and taught us how the immune system worked and shit like that. Now they trying to tell us that's not how it worked. I trust Miss Frizzle over Fauci. Like I said, you know what I mean? I trust Miss Frizzle over Fauci. That might be a shirt, matter of fact. Frizzle over Fauci. I might make a shirt named Frizzle over Fauci. I might have to do that. You know what I mean? We already got the bots jumping in, huh? We already got the bots jumping in. Look, the minute we start talking about something they don't want us talking about, they throw these bots in here. You know what I mean? Salute, what up, what up, what up? That's going to be one. I'm about to make that shirt. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes as the midterms start to rear their ugly head. We're going to see how these things happen. We're going to see how magically this so-called pandemic disappears without a trace. They'll blame it all on the flu and pneumonia. And back to business as usual. You know what I mean? I tell you. Speaking of them truckers up there in Canada, right? Trudeau, man. Trudeau. He's a coward. So he invokes the Emergencies Act, which basically says that the protesters have to get off the streets, basically, or else they'll be faced with a fine of up to $100,000 and face some jail time. Because he don't want to face them. From what I can see on Viva Fry's live stream and a bunch of other live streams, they've been nothing but peaceful out there, man. They've been nothing but peaceful, making their voices heard, making their train horns, their train horns on their trucks heard, stuff like that. But you know what happened, right? They're just gonna let that shit keep going on. But when they blocked off that major trade route, that Ambassador Bridge, when they blocked that Ambassador Bridge off, that's when Trudeau and them took them gloves off. They started blocking money. They start blocking the trade route, the major trade route, the only trade route damn near. You know, gloves came off. Now we gotta get these motherfuckers off this bridge. We gotta get them out of here. They fucking up the money. You know what I mean? It's a lot, you know. So they want to invoke the Emergencies Act. I mean, and that, like I said, you know, they talk. Then you had Christy Freeman. What's her name? Christopher Freeland. Is her name Christopher Freeland or whatever the fuck her name is? She come out and say that if they don't move, that they're going to freeze their corporate accounts and revoke their insurance. That's your government. That's the, you know, your government at work, Canada. If you don't do what we say, we're gonna freeze your bank accounts and kill your auto insurance. We're gonna destroy how you make a living. And then they label them terrorists. They had a couple of glow in the dark events happening, including them. Somebody brought a Confederate flag out to Canada. Like what? Like really, a Confederate flag in Canada? You know what I mean? This is nonsense. Like really though, this is what we're gonna do. Got the glow in the dark. Got these glow in the dark events happening. You know what I mean? And then you got their news sitting there. They out there, you know, trying to convince the people that these people are violent and a threat to the community. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me, man. It's sad. You know, but the crazy part is this, right? So all this is happening in Ottawa, and Trudeau don't want to budge on it, right? You trying to put on his big boy pants. He don't want to budge. But check it out, right? Let's go over here to this. Saskatchewan's premier defends decision to end proof of vaccine mandate. Monday, February 14th. As Saskatchewan lifts its proof of vacation and negative test requirements to enter the businesses, Premier Scott Moe said now is the right time to begin to end restrictions. As of Monday, people will no longer need to provide vacation proof to enter in many facilities, including restaurants, liquor stores, and theaters. The provincial health order that mandates masks to be worn indoor public spaces will expire on February 28th. He saw the writing on the wall, didn't he? He saw the writing on the wall. He didn't want that coming to his town because they wasn't trying to just stay in Ontario. They was going to keep that. Ottawa. They was going to keep that going. You know what I mean? They was going to keep that going. That was going to be a Canada-wide thing, a province. You know, from province to province. This dude saw it on the wall. He ending it. He don't want that smoke. You know what I mean? He don't want that smoke. You know what I mean? Facts. All of them are looking for re-election, bro. All of them are looking for the re-election. This is why all this stuff about to magically disappear. Unc called it. Unc called it months ago. I said it months ago. This is going to magically disappear. They're going to blame it on something else. Oh, no, you ain't got the Covbase. You got the flu. Oh, no, that's just a sinus infection. You good. Take these pills. You know what I mean? That's where we going with it. They still going to try to make their money off their vacations, though. That's here to stay. I wouldn't be surprised if they make that yearly just like they do with the flu shot. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen with that. But not only, you know, Saskatchewan, Canada's Ontario to lift some pandemic measures. Alberta ends muzzles in schools. The Canadian province of Ontario said it will speed up its plan to remove proof of vacation requirements and lift pandemic-related capacity limits for many businesses, while the Western province of Alberta ends its muzzle mandates or muzzle requirements for schools for children on Monday. That's interesting. The move, which the province's premier attributes to a waning Omicron wave, comes as protesters opposed the pandemic measures, closed 3 border crossings with the United States, and paralyzed parts of Ottawa for 3 weeks. Like I said, they saw the writing on the wall. They see where it's going. Trudeau might not survive this election. But then again, I don't know, because little do a lot of people know, Canada is basically run by the Queen, man. So they got their prime minister and these premiers and stuff, but Canada's ran by the Queen. It's ran by the crown. But they see the writing on the wall. And we're going to start to see this more worldwide. We're going to start to see these mandates and stuff like that start lifting as these elections start coming up, as this unrest starts to keep going. Because from what I can see, even though they started this Emergencies Act, them people ain't budging. They ain't budging. You know, even with the counter protesters out there trying to block them in and do all this nonsense, they still standing strong. You know, salute to those protesters out there, man. Keep 10 toes down. Keep doing what you're gonna do. Ahmad Wilson. It shows that people still possess some degree of political power. Hold them accountable. Facts. You know what I mean? But like I said, as these states start to see these other bigger states, like, you know, New York and whenever Chicago get on track, Washington, places like that, California, once you start to see them start to relax some of this stuff, you're going to start to see other states do it. You know, now you see Canada, you know, Ontario, Saskatchewan, and a couple of other provinces, they're relaxed, if not getting rid of their mandates. You know, they got an election year too. People tired of it. You know, like I said, you know, the state, they got time and resources, but we got the manpower. You know what I mean? They can't do nothing without our manpower. After a while, that time and resources go by the wayside if they don't got the manpower. You know. So, like I say, stand 10 toes down, you know, out there. Anybody know any truckers or whatever out there, tell them the Hoteps is behind them. You know what I mean? Dia Blaze, what's the deal? Salute. So I thought this was weird, right? So I tweeted during the Super Bowl when I seen the commercial for this thing called Q, right? I'm gonna show you the commercial. It's a 30-second commercial, right? It's called Q. And I tweeted like, yo, we got a Covbase Alexa now. You know what I mean? Yo, I tripped out when I seen this. That's right, y'all. Y'all new to the channel? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. You know, go check out my other content on my channel. I'm sure you'll like it. But we're gonna head on over here now. I'm gonna show y'all this commercial, right? This shit is hilarious. I don't know who in their right mind would buy this at all. I really don't. But I'm sure somebody already put their pre-order in or whatever it is. So let's head on over and check this out.
Andy Justin tested positive. Let's do a Q test.
Okay.
Whoa. What is that?
Who is this new device?
I'm Q, and I'm here to protect the family.
Hey, that's my job.
I'm a smart home testing lab. I'm fast and super accurate.
Please be negative.
Don't worry, I got this.
Whoa! Shh, they're coming.
Yes!
We're really warming up to you, Q.
Just wait till you see what else I can do.
Oh my gosh, yo.
Meantime, 51 minutes after the hour, Texas is suing Meta, Facebook, for billions.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Are you serious? Who would let that into their house? Who would let that into their house, yo? I was tripping out. I thought that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, who would let that into the house? So then, apparently, this isn't a new thing. I guess this was like it's a couple years in the making for real. So I found a video from CNBC. We're gonna watch a little bit of it, and we're gonna see what this dude talk about. I guess he's gonna talk about what this thing is supposed to do. You know what I mean? So let's head on over there and check this craziness out.
Welcome back to Squawk Box this morning. Healthcare company Q Health receiving emergency use authorization from the FDA for its rapid point of care test for coronavirus. Joining us now is Ayub Khattak. He's the founder and CEO of Q Health. Good morning to you, and I should say congratulations for getting this approval to do this. Tell us about the product. It's a point of care diagnostic. Seems to do it very quickly. You can get an answer in 25 minutes. How does it work?
Yeah, so our product, I actually have it here if you don't mind. So this is the Q reader, and this is, so it's the COVID-19 test cartridge. And what you do to operate it is you insert the cartridge into the reader, then you use the provided nasal swab, and you take a sample like this. And then
there's no way this motherfucker invented this.
The cartridge, and the test starts automatically. Then the results are delivered in about 25 minutes to your mobile device. Once you're done, you take the cartridge, and then you can dispose of it because it's actually contained and sealed.
So let me just ask you about this. Currently,
ain't no way
you
he
need to do this though with a medical professional. So I know the long-term ambition is to have this product either at a home or an office. But how would this work in the meantime?
So in the meantime, our authorization allows any healthcare practitioner, whether it's a nurse or a doctor without any special training, to use this product in any setting. So that means that, for example, if we're looking at get back to work, businesses could pair with healthcare organizations and do on-site molecular testing using our product to get results very quickly. So the main thing here is we don't want to wait. Nobody wants to wait 3 to 5 days for a result.
All right, that's enough. Check it out. Facts. They'll email your DNA to Men in Black. Facts. Yo, Steph, what up, what up, what up? I don't want that in my house. I don't want that in my business. Period. If the government gave them emergency authorization for this thing, that means that they got access to the back door. Just like they got access to the Alexas. Just like they got access to the iPhones and the Androids and all that other stuff, right? Could you imagine swabbing your nose and putting that joint in there and you test positive? And all your shit just locked down and you got some motherfuckers knocking on your door because you tested positive with that machine that's hooked to the internet? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Y'all seen that TikTok thing? I even made a TikTok about it. When you cough, it'll be like, a cough has been detected. The authority, that'll be that thing. That'll be that thing going off. Then detected you sneezing or something like that. Next thing you know, you know what I mean? You hemmed up in your own house. You up there hemmed up in your house like Waco. Yo, I thought the same thing, Tyler 4K. Yo, I thought the same thing. That thing said, wait until you see what else I could do. Not in my house. Facts, bro. Facts. Yo, it's crazy. That's nuts. That's nuts. All that data going somewhere. Where that data going to? Who this company selling that data to? I'm sure it's going to them alphabet boys. It's going to some it's going to some government agency, you know. But you know, people gonna go right out here and buy it. These companies gonna go right out here and buy it. You know what I mean? Maud Wilson. I'm more worried about the off-use application being used. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, that's dangerous right there. Not only are you giving your DNA away, you're giving all your private information away. You know, there's no autonomy there when you take that test. You know, not to say that it is when you go to the, you know, the doctors, but at least they got like the Hippocratic Oath and all that other stuff. You feel me? You know, that is going, you know, that data going somewhere. That's like it's probably going to some 23andMe site or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I just thought that was real interesting. When I seen that commercial, I was like, no way. No way. No way. You know what I mean? But hold on. I had one more thing I wanted to bring up. So I did another tweet like a week or so ago where I said I need receipts for that, you know, that home in Virginia, or the third dose equals a home in Virginia. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Jeez, where's that? I tweeted right before I came on here for real. Hold on, where is that? Let's do this. Bear with me, folks. Here we go, right here. So Luke Radowski from We Are Change does it again, or he found this. This is from what? October 20th of 2020. Researchers warn some Covbase vacations could increase risk of home in Virginia infection. Holy shit. That's from Forbes. On top of that video that I showed, on top of the video I showed from Australia, where they came up with that with the vacation and people was popping positive for the home in Virginia. They was calling it a false positive, but these people nonetheless was popping positive for a home in Virginia. This will scare a lot of people, yo. And like I said, I still need more receipts that say that this third dose may lead to that. But a lot of these other things from, you know, months ago and years ago that's suggesting that's a thing, you know, and that's coming from major news sources. You know what I mean? It's starting to help substantiate that. You know what I mean? Mark Wilson. Old man, the scientist said after you get the shot, you should take a HIV test. Right. Yo. I seen that. Uncle Hotep. Yo, they wild for stealing DNA like that. They saying what y'all going to do about it. Exactly. That's exactly what they saying. They like, and what? So? You know what I mean? They selling that DNA. They already, what was the it was an article that came out. I wish I could find it. But it was saying that like what happens to your that swab that you do when you at the hospital and stuff. What happens to that swab after they done? They say that goes to some kind of database or whatever. Like I said, they on that 23andMe shit, yo. And now you're gonna have the Covbase Alexa in your house. And watch, they're gonna make it real affordable, just like they did with the Alexa, right? Remember the Alexas used to be expensive, and now you can get one for like $30. They want one in everybody's house. And I can't even lie, I got quite a few of them in my house. My house wired for sound like a motherfucker. But you know what I mean? That's what's happening with that. You know, could you imagine that? You put that thing in your nose and you test positive, and then next thing you know, you got people knocking on your door. You got the CDC knocking on your door. Yo, Nerd Nash, salute, bro. We got Nerd Nash in the building. It seems like the 19 is safer than trying to get the cure. Yeah. What Donnie T say? What old Donnie T say? Don't let the solution be worse than the problem. Donnie T said, don't let the solution be worse than the problem. He said it on his way out. And look where we at. Look where we at. We got all these mandates. You got all this civil unrest going on over this shit. And they trying to force us to take a shot that for one don't work, for two is experimental, and it may or may not give you that home, make you pop positive for that home in Virginia. And I told my family that. I say, yo, I'm gonna take my chances. I'll take my chances with it. I had it already. It sucked for like 36 hours. I spent the rest couple of weeks sitting in the house playing PlayStation. Couldn't smell. And that went away in a couple of weeks, and I was good. You know, not saying that's everybody's experience with this. I get it. It affects certain people a certain way. But you know, they told us what? 99.8% chance of surviving it. Meanwhile, we on red alert across the world. You know, can't call it nerd. We can't call it. We're just in here talking about this hypocrisy. We got these, you know, politicians out here backtracking now that it's an election year. You know, and this Covbase gonna magically disappear. It's going to, when the clock strike midnight, that Covbase Cinderella gonna turn back into a pumpkin. The Covbase Cinderella gonna turn back into the flu. What's gonna happen? It's gonna be like it never happened. Steph, when waning immunity is mentioned regarding the yammine, your immune system is what is actually waning. Yeah, as you're right. And I equated this right to a guy that takes steroids, right? What's going to happen? They're going to keep giving you all these shots and shit. And you become immunodependent, right? Because you went for, you know, you're going to go with what is essentially adrenal fatigue. And you're going to come immunodependent on these shots. You know what I mean? Yo, my Mars, get the bots out of here, yo. But you know, your body going to become dependent on these shots. You know what I mean? And you know, but the thing about it is, yo, people getting taken up out of here with this shot. People getting taken up out of here, yo. You know? Like Amar said, yo, I'd rather deal with whatever variant of the yammine than to get that yammine. I'd rather deal with any variant of that Covbase than to get that vacation, yo, or that round trip. It ain't happening. You know, and they starting to see people starting to wise up now too. A lot of people that took that round trip said, I ain't getting that layover, yo. I'm done with it. You know. And the first they started to try to move that goalpost, trying to say if you don't get the round trip, then you're not fully yammine. But now they see that people ain't on their side no more like they used to be. You know, a lot of people starting to get hip. So now you see a lot of these people now starting to go against the narrative, starting to buck the system. So now the system going to try to change the narrative and make it seem like they won. Not that it went away. They're going to make it seem like they won. You know, Joe Biden's administration, Joe Nichols-Slick's administration beats the Covbase pandemic. What they going to try to spin that shit as. Nah, I ain't see the new project video. Oh man, hey Steph, shoot that to me. Is it did it get pulled down off YouTube yet? Was it ever on YouTube? Usually I see that stuff. Emmanuel Presley, what's the deal, bro? What's the deal? What's the deal, bro? Thanks, yo. Thanks, Steph. I ain't know Project Veritas had it on the video. What's it about, though? Anybody else seen it? The project joined as well, and the left still defending it. Damn, I'm the only person that ain't seen this shit. Hey, Unc, you still in the chat? You seen that project video? I ain't even heard about it. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Damn, they got 600. Hold up. That's this from the Millennial Post. Let me bring y'all over here. See what I'm doing real quick. Breaking. Project Veritas exposes Biden administration plans for annual Covbase shots. Yeah, we called that, yo. You already know that's what they wanted to do. You said they just dropped part 2 a few minutes ago. Let me see if I can't find it. Is this it? Let's see.
Biden wants to inoculate as many people as possible. So you have to get an annual shot. I mean, it hasn't been formally announced yet. So you don't want to
You fucking gonna get pulled down.
Let's see how
this go. We're gonna keep it running though.
The vaccine companies, they pay us hundreds of millions of dollars a year to hire and keep the reviewers to approve their products. If they can get every person required at an annual vaccine, that is a recurring return of money going into their company. I mean, just from everything I've heard, they're not going to not approve this.
Meet Christopher Cole, an executive officer at the FDA with over 20 years experience who claims to be directly involved in the approval process of the various COVID vaccines. What you're about to witness raises some alarming concerns from the government's desire to mandate.
See, I watch Project Veritas stuff. At a certain point, I thought they were staging it, but then I was like, I'm starting to think that I'm starting to think they legit with it. I'm starting to think they legit with it. You know what I mean? I'm just shocked they ain't got this dude out the paint yet. You know what I mean? But let's keep it moving.
An annual vaccine for everyone, including young children, to the billions of dollars that exchange hands between our government and Big Pharma to railroad the approval process.
I'm a manager for the Food and Drug Administration. My agency oversees vaccines, vaccine approvals, and devices for vaccines. And my office clears all the emergency approvals. Because since COVID is under an emergency order, we expedite the approval of any emergency. I've been there for like 22 years. Biden wants to inoculate as many people as possible. So you have to get an annual shot. I mean, it hasn't been formally announced yet because they don't want to rile everyone up.
Is it going to be formally announced?
Yeah, at some point. I mean, it's going to be, and some of it's been talked about publicly, but it has been talked about on like CNN or Fox or MSNBC or anything. But yeah, you'll have to get an annual. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a gradual thing. Schools are going to mandate it.
Why do they need the third one?
Well,
like I said, y'all, Hotep's been told you. Hotep's been told you. Like, honestly, who didn't see that coming, that they was going to try to make this a yearly thing? I said that back in March. It's a money grab. It's always going to be a money grab. You know what I mean? They're going to try to do this every year, just like the flu shot. Matter of fact, I said at the beginning of this stream, before I even found out about this video. And I've been saying it. I've been saying it on every stream. That's what's going to happen. But like I said, people always want to say the Hoteps is conspiracy theorists and this, ashy Hoteps, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? You know, you got all these misinformation videos out about us and stuff like that. You know, but we've been batting 1,000. We're just telling you what it is. Thing is, we don't operate on how the world should be. We operate on how the world is. You know what I mean? Let's keep it moving. Let's listen to the video. If you're new to the chat, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. Share this video. Keep it moving.
The same reason that you or I would need the third one, because the vaccine it wanes. Your ability to fight it wanes. So the 3 will bolster your system, and then there will be an annual, eventually an annual, just like the flu shot.
For the toddlers?
Well, for everyone.
Okay, so the toddlers too then. We'll have to get it annually. Okay.
I mean, that's in the future.
They try to give it to the babies out the
that
womb.
might involve more studies.
The FDA was scheduled to meet this week to discuss approval of the Pfizer vaccine for children as young as 6 months old. They were hoping to have the new vaccine available by the end of the month, but the meeting was unexpectedly canceled, citing the need for more testing.
You guys have been in the news a lot the last couple of days.
Yeah, we're looking at trying to approve. I don't completely agree with the process. They're looking at trying to inoculate kids under 5 years old, between 6 months and 5 years old.
What do you mean you don't agree with the process?
Well, I mean they don't have all the tests aren't there. So I agree with the thing that it is important to inoculate them. But you can't provide the parent as much a surety as you normally want to.
Despite Cole's concerns regarding the possible dangers of vaccinating young children, it seems the FDA is still willing to go through with this approval.
It's an EUA for all age groups, all designations, and then you have to get approved by specific age groups based on the study.
Do you think it's really an emergency for the toddlers?
Well, they're all approved under an emergency, just because it's not as impactful as some of the other approvals, emergency approvals, but they're all being approved under that standard. The efficacy data doesn't have to be as high. The standard is on emergency use authorizations is that it does more benefit than harm.
So how do you know it's already getting approved?
Well, they're not going to, I mean, just from everything I've heard, they're not going to not approve it.
I thought their cases weren't that high for 6 month to 4-year-olds.
They're not, but because it's related to COVID,
That's
it's under that approval process.
So how many babies did they have to jab, basically, for the trial?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the trial, how many people they did. There's always...
Are you kidding me right now? Do you hear what they said? How many babies did they have to get a shot to for the trial? First off, who let their babies go do that? Or are they using orphans? Or are they not doing this in the States? Because you can't do that in the States. Jesus, man. Yeah, he's probably... Yeah, it's true. That's another reason why I started really, rocking with them a little bit, because they've been banned off everything damn near.
A chance of long-term effects, especially with someone younger.
You hearing this shit
Cole
You still
seems
here?
certain the federal government will require annual COVID vaccines, including young children, even though the efficacy, adverse reactions, and long-term effects are still unknown.
It's hard to find, like, pregnant women for these studies, and a significant number.
But they telling pregnant women it's safe.
Statistically accurate. They haven't tested enough on pregnancy, on vaccines and everything, and women, because they have different systems than men. And
they haven't tested enough?
Well, they have, but they haven't done enough prior. Now they've also been very good at promoting that, but that was an issue for a period of time.
Well, I feel like that's still an issue.
It is still an issue. We still haven't gotten there.
I read like a couple articles about it, and everything I saw was that the first 2 shots weren't effective.
There has been, yes, it has not been as effective as they're expecting. I agree.
Wow.
And if all that doesn't raise some eyebrows, just wait until you see what he says in part 2 about the billions of dollars exchanging hands between our government and Big Pharma, and what really goes on behind the scenes during the approval process.
There's almost $1 billion a year going into FDA's budget from the people we regulate. If they can get every person required at an annual vaccine, that is a recurring return of money going into their company.
Yo, like I said, Hotep's been told you that shit was coming down the pipe, man. Yeah, DMW, that shit's scary, yo. You know what I mean? We in them times, like I said. That dark winter here, yo. That dark winter here. Fuck it. Let's see if we can find a part 2. Let me see if we can't find part 2. Hey, Steph, yo. Oh, you already on it, my nigga. Yeah, boy. Hold up. Where we at? There we go. Oh, shucks. I didn't mean to do that. Uh-oh. Shucks. Okay. Let me see. All right, hold up. I damn near ended the stream. Y'all. Hold up. Let's do it like this. Hold up. Okay. Yo, what is it doing? Why did it do that again? Hold on. All right, let's do this. Is that it right there? Let me see. Hey, yo, Steph, drop it in my DM, yo. For some reason, it won't let me open that joint. See? Telling y'all. They be on the show. Yeah, hey, Steph, drop it in my my Twitter, yo. For some reason, I can't grab it. Oh, hold on. Can I do it like this? Come on, let's see. See if Twidget for the win. Copy that. Hold tight. I might be good. Hold up. Let's see. Is this part 2, yo?
Increases the chance of an approval. Well, the 30 something is never really publicized. So.
All right. Hey, Steph, this part 2 you sent me, right? So, all right, we about to go back over here to this joint. Shoot. Breaking news anytime it feel like breaking, right? I know, right? Steph is the real MVP over here. All right, let's get back to it.
Giving more money, yes, that's great, and increases the chance of an approval. Well, the 30 stuff is never really publicized. I mean,
yeah, but
there's more pressure. There's more pressure to prove something. They tone down the impact of the user fees on their operations because they know they're dependent on the drug companies and the vaccine companies and these other companies for their agency to operate. It'll be a recurring fountain of revenue. If they can get every person required at an annual vaccine, that is a recurring return of
okay, we part 2'd up.
The drug companies, the food companies, the vaccine companies. So they pay us hundreds of millions of dollars a year to hire and keep the reviewers to approve their products. Oh, there's a money incentive for Pfizer and the drug companies to promote additional vaccinations.
Like how much money do they get?
Well, I mean, it'll be recurring fountain of revenue. It might not be that much initially, but it'll be recurring if they can get every person required at an annual vaccine. That is a recurring return of money going into their company.
Okay, so like if they mandate it for these toddlers, then it's guaranteed income.
Right, at some level.
So
they're gonna try to give it to these kids out the womb, yo. That's what's gonna happen.
I don't think that's the reason, but that's obviously one of the benefits.
Right.
They clearly want it also for that reason.
Or at least on a 6-month visit.
A long time ago, Congress approved user fees for FDA. Basically, we charge the industry millions of dollars in order to hire more drug reviewers and vaccine reviewers, which will speed up the approval process so they make more money. Like our budget's like, it's like $5.5 billion.
Wait, $5.5 billion for what?
FDA's budget. There's almost $1 billion a year going into FDA's budget.
Oh, come on, YouTube, acting up.
From the people we regulate.
What do you mean the people?
Well, the drug companies, the food companies, the vaccine companies. So they pay us hundreds of millions of dollars a year to hire and keep the reviewers to approve their products. And there's not a direct correlation. I think sometimes the agency whitewashes the impact of the user fees. They tone down the impact of the user fees on their operations because they know they're dependent on the drug companies and the vaccine companies and these other companies for their agency to operate. On the overall impact on approval,
I think the same thing, Natasha. I think the same thing. I think he's aware of what's going on. I think he knows it. I think he's just whistleblowing right now. You know what I mean? I think he's right. You know, who's he talking to be speaking so freely as he is about those subjects? Makes me wonder. Yeah, it's true. But I think he could just right now. I think he might be one of these people out here that I think he might just be whistleblowing. He might already know what the deal is.
I don't think it has an impact on FDA operations.
Okay.
On general, I mean, obviously there are some people in the agency which might think more favorably on the drug companies that are in the approval process. Well, the dirty stuff is never really publicized. I mean,
yeah, but
there's more pressure. There's more pressure to prove something, just because it's most of them. Well, almost all of them will be based on the actual data. So they're giving more money. Yes, that's great, and it increases the chance of an approval. But if the data's not there, it comes and bites the reviewer in the ass.
Check this shit out. He think he on a date. I don't know now. He think he on a motherfucking date. He got champagne and shit and some more stuff. This is another day. This ain't the same day or nothing. I don't know, yo. Maybe they is that fucking simple. Jesus. Let's keep it moving.
Prove it, and then there's adverse reactions, which we have to pull it off the market.
Does that happen?
It happens a lot. And all these organizations within FDA, they started to see all this cash in their eyes. It's like, oh, I need to grab some of that. And I think we've gone too far on that. They're getting a little overzealous in charging the user fees to other non-payroll expenses.
Why would they do that?
Well, why not? The money gets banked. It's not spent. It's a multi-year, and the money gets banked there, and you want to be able to spend it.
Spend it
on whatever you can, whether it's right or wrong. So then Congress approved it at a smaller level. They approved it mainly for payroll, but then also now it's supporting infrastructure and everything, just like this animal out there. I think it's probably excessive. But industry doesn't want to complain about it too much. But I think FDA is probably, I think they're using it to cover other expenses that don't necessarily tie in with the need of the user fees. I don't think there's enough people saying there, look, that's fine, but that's not right. So we're not going to charge that. You don't want to be that person. You're not going to have a long shelf life in the agency if you're always that person.
Always that person that's kind of over.
So if you just joining in, we watching the new Project V video number 2 from today. Expose what a lot of us already knew, is that they're gonna try to make these vacations once a year. They're gonna try to send you on vacation once a year, and they're gonna try to give it to your kid out the womb, or at least in the first 6 months. But like I said, Hotep's been told you. If you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button, leave a comment. If you are coming to join the replay, leave that comment. Let's get back to it.
Criticizing or suggesting that maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
So if you speak out about it, if you see them,
You're marked.
what do you mean you're marked?
You're not going to get to certain levels in government. There's not an incentive to speak out in government, surprisingly. You would think there would be, but there's not. It's better just to not say anything and just ignore it. The whistleblower, while it's high profile, the whistleblower statutes and everything, that's kind of ridiculous. There's no protection for someone who speaks up.
Isn't there supposed to be?
There is supposed to be, but like there's easy ways to get around that.
How do you get around it?
Well, you'd be marked from getting other jobs because another office is not going to want to hire you.
And that's what it is.
If you've spoken out about something, right or wrong. They don't look at what you've spoken out about. They're just not willing to. Government's about rocking the boat, and they don't want to. Which is the problem I have with
facts.
One of the problems I have with government is like they don't like people.
Yo, you and DMW got a point. Yo, she must be bad as a motherfucker because he's spilling all the beans and she ain't really being too what's the word, cryptic with her questions. She just straight asking. You know what I mean? He just answering them. You think he about to get that, yeah, I mean, off the wine? Yeah, he is. Show her how important I am.
Rocking the boat, for right or wrong.
You don't get a kiss on the cheek and
they want
she
to hire
out
a safe
her
person
Uber.
that can do the job, but doesn't necessarily is a great hire.
So the type of person that will turn a blind eye if they see
That's
anything.
That's who they would hire, from what I've heard. And they, no one's going to hire that person. You're stunned. It's better just to stay quiet and accept it.
Well, his career's over. User fees provide instrumental funding for the FDA's independent review of medical products that make a difference in the lives of all Americans without promising the agency's commitment to scientific integrity, public health, and regulatory standards, patient safety, and transparency. Jesus Christ. All right. What up? We got HJ in the building. What up, HJ? That's crazy. But like I said, Hotep's been told you. We told you that was coming down the pipe. If you go back and watch some of my earlier videos, I said it. I said, yo, is this going to be something that we do every year like the flu shot? You know what I mean? That's where they going with it. They can't let that money go. On top of that, these shots already done compromise so many people's immune systems. You know what I mean? A lot of people gonna become immunodependent on it. You know, and Lord forbid, man, any of this shit true with the home in Virginia and the fucking third dose or whatever. That shit's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I don't know, was he? I don't know. I know they were speculating in the chat that he might be. You know, I don't know if he actually was. I mean, but we've been telling y'all, man. It was coming down the pipe. Every time I do my every time I talk about the homeschool initiative, what I say? They're gonna want to make it a part of your kids' V schedule. What did dude just say on the video? They want to make it a part of your kids' V schedule. Now they saying they want to give it to the toddlers, which I'm gonna assume they're gonna want to do it in the first 6 weeks. I mean 6 months. If not, I mean I can't see them giving it to them as soon as they come out. But within the first 6 months, yo, they want to give it to your toddler, yo. Like, it's scary times. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. It's always been that. There's no money in the cure. We already know that. And these shots gonna make people dependent. It's gonna make people dependent on this shot. You know what I mean? Like I said, I still need more receipts on that home in Virginia stuff, but I don't know, man. The way like some of these articles from last year and 2 years ago, and the shit from Australia where they had the shot that was making people test positive for that home in Virginia, that shit's scary, yo. I'm sure that video will get pulled down tomorrow or the next day or some shit. Who knows? They'll discredit it. They'll do something. But, you know, we just want to make you aware of the goings-ons in the world today. You can make your own determination on what you want to do. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, Stuff Colonel, for helping me out with that and finding that video. You the man. I appreciate y'all rolling with me. Hopefully this has been informative, and at the same time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. Go back and watch some of my previous content. I'm sure you'll like it. If you're catching the replay, please leave a comment. It'll help me beat this algorithm. But anyway, I want you guys to stay up, stay safe, and stay strapped. Cannon Hotep. I'll holla at you.